to call us River State, Bendel State, Anambra, and Imo Cross River. This is what we have. During the war, look at how many states they go and created. They created only Anambra, Imo, River, and Cross River. 4 states in the entire south. Entire eastern region. They call it eastern region. That time, this Bende were called. This Bende is called Midwestern region because they carve it out of Yoruba. You know, Britain now. They always calculate their interest. They wanted to balkanize the Igbo people. They now cut it like that's the boundary where you see now, and join the Yorubas and make sure that Yoruba is on top of our people. They didn't give our people breathing space under the Yorubas, what you call oppression, marginalization, and they even call them slaves. They're calling them Yoruba slaves. But because I have information why they were calling them slaves before. I have information which I will use it to address the remaining parts, because when you are telling people that the entire from here, I'm trying to show it from here now. You see, from Lagos, from this down Lagos here, if you cross here, you are already in Benin Republic. So if you follow this map now, this is River Niger. Follow it down without fear. Follow it, go down here, and they come up here. Don't be afraid. Follow it, and they come here, yeah. Follow it completely. And then this gap here, follow it. Even, to be honest, I can tell you that Ambazonia are all Igbos in the olden days. This Ambazonia that I too know. That's what happened to our people. Every small mistake, I know be Igbo. You jump on your own. Any small or minor meeting, if they did not agree with what you say, you carry your people, carve your boundary, autonomy. So that is what the people saw, and they see it as our weak point. Because if you carve yourself out, when problem come, can you solve it by yourself only? That is why we became so porous, and that's why Yoruba been able to encircle our people very easily, because they're always independent minded. But this time around, we have to learn from the mistake of the old. All this area used to call the Nri dynasty. All this area now, if you see, I didn't make this, but you can see that the river is always boundary. But later, some people from here and some people from here, those people from here, they met, and they are producing what I call hybrid tribes. They marry here, they marry there. That is when you started having all this so-called TV and so on. Because if you go into TV, almost every TV is Igbo. If we can tell ourselves the truth, majority of the TV people, they can trace their origin to Igbo. People like Abagana, they have Abagana in Anambra State, and they have Abagana into TV, the main TV tribe. I'm not talking about Igbo, Benue, but they will not like you to hear it. Abagana is the biggest tribe in the TV area, and they are also big crown in Igbo. But because of Britain and boundary adjustment program they started creating all these divisions. And each time you try to call them back, maybe they're giving them few pocket money there. They will start thinking, oh, you are coming because you want us to come and suffer like you. Since after the war, it's like anybody who goes with them is, inflicting himself pain and injurious. So the people try to distance, instead of them to come back and help their brother to bring them up. They left us. All of them. They left us. Something that has not happened before. But there are so many things they did why such a thing became possible, which I will use small time. I would not like to dwell into all of them. I will be using small items to analyze them. So on the area of this Bendel now, if I tell you that everybody in this Bendel, we are formerly Igbo. When I'm talking Igbo, all these people who are looking for trouble, trying to divide us, we start thinking, each time I say Igbo, I don't mean Anambra and the Imo State. You can see it, this is what they call Eastern region now. These 2 states is what because even though I am showing you the 2 states, how it is today, it's not actually how it were. Because they make sure there is no water. They wanted to cut access to the sea because during the war they thought that we will use sea to import arms to defeat Nigeria during the Civil War. So they corroborated. Edwin Clark helped that effort. Well, the man is no more. I think, was it this week or last week? They said the man dropped. So he is not anymore. He has done his worst. Igbo people died in millions for it anyway. So he took many hits before his demise. So he can go there and let judgment follow him all the way. So they cut off our brothers there, and they told them they are not part of it. This is Igbo, and they are different tribe. If you're an Igbo man in the coast, they call you Ijo. If you're an Igbo man in the riverine area, they call you Ijo. If you have any item like oil or any mineral, very quantity mineral resources, either they carve you into Cross River or Benue. If you're in the boundary, even you're not in a boundary, if you have something like mineral resources, they can equally look for it, carve you into River State or anywhere. If there is water there, they will make sure they follow the water and woo, yeah, River State, River man. And they tell you to join River. Now, River now, good people. If you join these people, they are suffering. Don't join them. And then, well, how do they do that? There are some villagers or some men, women who will say over their dead body that they will never allow it, that they have to follow that time when they started it. So the people will be fighting that they must unite with their brothers, or it's we lost. You here will be waiting for your brothers to mobilize for you and their sisters because they have been vocal before. All of a sudden, they have the military after the war, they have navy, we don't have nothing, man. We don't have anything left. In fact, our house, we left it and ran away. So everywhere we are ransacked. That is why any small thing you do here, they say house to house search. Any small thing, house to house, even 21st century, they're still living in a archaic foolishness. If you're making ordinary house to house search. Meanwhile, the people that are telling you house to house search, some of them are not from Nigeria. They are foreigners. In your own fatherland, you are being treated like you're nobody. And you see our people changing. Instead of uniting and says, enough, we don't need it. War has come to an end. All of them will keep quiet, handing themselves over, playing good boys and good girls. In the midst of danger, handing themselves over. One Nigeria, just myopic attitude, myopic, very, very myopic. And they're doing that and doing it and thinking that they are gonna, curry favor from those who hate you. You may curry favor because they needed it. They needed it bad. They too are they're not having fun, of course. So they needed everything, like foolish people, as many as they can get in that region, to use them to fight their own people. So that's what happened. I'm trying to tell the children who don't even know, because every day they keep telling them Igbo, 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 East, Southeast. I want to ask again, did these two states look like Southeast? Because this is South entirely. All this green area are South. Did these two states look like Southeast? Upon all the cut and join they did to carve it out, is it in the East? Why are they calling it Southeast? And why are they calling it Igbo? Is it only that place that Igbo is spoken in that region? Why are they calling it Igbo people? That is to alienate them from you, so that next time you see yourself, they have created tribes for you. Anybody that left here after they created these two states, anybody that is in Cross River, don't worry. If you are speaking Igbo, either you become Efik and you learn how to speak Efik, because before you register your children to school, or before there will be electricity in your locality, or maybe before they will tie road, if at all they will tie. I don't know. They can come. It depends what your people are up to. They will use it to measure you and give you your own sanction. So many of them have taken languages. If you come to River State, Karabari is no longer speaking Igbo. Okay, if you go to Bobo, they are forcing them to speak. I don't know whatever. If they are full, they will listen to them. They know where their father come from. The same thing in Bonny. They know where they come from and they know their history. So all over the places, I would want our people maintain who you are. It's not a sign of enmity, but it's a sign of enmity to those of them that are forcing them to do what is not right. I'm not forcing an Ijaw person to speak Igbo or to be an Igbo person. But what I'm begging is just, please, allow Igbo people to be. You cannot force them to convert to Ijaw because they are living in the water. Like what I said at the beginning, the water where you see yourself is for all of us. The hinterlands where we see ourselves is still for all of us. Have peace. Live your normal life free. It's not all about cutting things away. Where are you going? If you cut them away, you are still there. You are not running away with it. And let me warn all of you, all the time they used to tell you this IGBO thing, and they want to bring their IGBO thing here. This is that thing they are talking about, IGBO thing, this region. Probably we have our people in Kogi, in Benue, or anytime Benue people want to join us, they can join us as well. The Kogi people, some of them that lean Igbos in some part of Taraba, even, I don't want to go too far. So we have to measure who is like us and who is leaning towards us by taking DNA tests. Because I know that our people, some of them, even in Yoruba area, we have to open our hearts for our people here. The same way they came to us, the same way they came to them, they fell on that attack. Till today, they have never allowed them. We can see the treatment they are getting in Southwest. They are being treated like whatever. I don't want to let them say by themselves. I don't want to go too far. The way they are living there is not, I can tell you the truth. They don't like it, but because those that are treating them like that know who they are. Actually, they know who they are. I wanted to repeat again. If you see this language they call Ekiti, it means center in Yoruba, and they call it Yoruba. I follow them call it Yoruba for now. I don't want to cause any trouble among the Yorubas. In Igbo, we call it Etiti. This place you see K, we put T here. In their own diary, they put K, Ekiti. Only different thing is K and T. Here we put A, T. Here is T, supposed to be T. And their own is K, Ekiti and Etiti, which is normal in Igbo parlance, in Igbo area. Again, there is another thing. I want to use Abiokuta. They call it Okuta. We call it Okute. They call their own Okuta. We call our own Okute. The same thing. Nobody, no Igbo man who don't know. If you call Okuta, they will hear because we call it Okute. The same dialectical because of Ife and the Eba connection. And so many Igbos in this area they call Yoruba today. I can tell you that Yoruba is minority in Yoruba land. The people you call Yoruba today are minority here, but they united themselves with Yoruba for them to be strong. In our own case, everybody is a tribe, and attack keep coming. You can see they've been able to hijack economy from our area because we refused to listen to advice. We can't have development. Only the development we will have now, Anobi Igbo. That is the highest development they have there. And a full-grown Igbo man will wake up and say, Anobi Igbo. That is only what gives them joy. But that thing that is giving you joy today, tomorrow it may give you a cry if you do not retrieve from